Uh, Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about biasing. So the purpose of biasing is to fix the operating point. So that can be achieved by making IC constant, collector current IC constant. So IC is a current which can be changed by changing temperature. If temperature changes, collector current changes. It also changes whenever transistor gain changes, and whenever there is a change in load, collector current also changes. So to fix this collector current independent of temperature variations and transistor gain or load, we will be having few circuits. Now we will be going to discuss how they are going to make this collector current IC constant, right? So in that, first we are going to discuss about fixed bias circuit. Now here, so this is the IB, RB, VBE and VCE. So if I apply KVL to this input side, so VCC is equals to IB RB plus VBE. So from this, IB is equals to VCC minus VBE divided by RB. But IC is actually is given by beta into IB. So if I substitute in this, IC is equals to VCC into VBE, that is beta times divided by RB. So from this equation, see here, the collector current is purely depending upon the value of beta. So whenever beta changes, collector current changes. If collector current changes, operating point also changes. So this is the circuit we do not encourage, as it is purely depending upon the value of beta. So now let us see emitter stabilized bias circuit. As previously, fixed bias circuit purely depending upon the beta, that is, that means IC is changing. So here now I am going to add a resistor to the emitter leg. So that now see, let us see how the circuit is working. Now we have to apply KVL to this loop. So VCC is equals to IBRB plus VBE plus IE into RE, where IE is the emitter current. But IE is given by IB plus IC. It is a combination of IB plus IC. Here IB is entering, here IC is entering, so IE is leaving. From this, and IC is equals to beta times IB. IC is given by beta times IB. If I substitute over here, the value of IE is IB plus beta IB. That means 1 plus beta times IB. Let it be equation number 1. Let it be 2. Now substitute 2 in 1. So we will be getting VCC is equals to IBRB plus VBE plus 1 plus beta times IB into RE. And from this, I'm writing for IB. IB is equals to VCC minus VBE divided by RB plus 1 plus beta times 1 plus beta times RB into 1 plus beta times RE. And we know that IC is beta times IB. So from that, IC is equals to beta times IB. So substitute over here. So IC is equals to beta into VCC minus VBE divided by RB plus 1 plus beta into RE. Now we will manipulate a little bit, so that now I can write IC is equals to VCC minus VBE divided by RB plus 1 plus beta into RE whole divided by beta. So from this, IC is equals to VCC minus VBE divided by RB by beta plus 1 plus beta divided by beta into RA. Here 1 plus beta is approximately equal to beta. So from this, I can cancel 1 plus beta with beta. So 1 plus beta, beta will be cancelled because 1 plus beta is approximately equal to beta. Now the value of IC is equals to VCC minus VBE divided by RB by beta plus RE. So this is the collector current, which in turn, so depending upon the beta, to eliminate that, to eliminate beta or to make IC independent of beta, here one we need to assume that this is possible. We can eliminate beta. The possible thing is RB by beta must be less than RE, or RE must be greater than RB by beta. So RB by beta is less than RE. That means whenever we choose the value of RB to be very less, if we choose the value of RB very less, so that means we can eliminate RB by beta if the value of RB is less. So this is approximately, we can write IC is equals to, right, so VCC minus VBE divided by RE. So here simply it is independent of beta. The value of IC is independent of beta. This is possible only when we assume RB by beta is less than RA. That means here the possible thing is we are assuming RB is very less, right? We should make RB very less. But if RB is less in this circuit, there will be enormously large amount of IB will be flowing. So to eliminate that, we are going for self bias circuit. So here the thing is that we should make RB less, to make this circuit independent of beta. But if we substitute a very less value of RB over here, there will be a chance of flowing large amount of IB. That is not encouraging. So we should go for another circuit, that is called a self bias circuit. We'll see how that will be going to work. So the third circuit is emitters. This is the self bias circuit or the voltage divider circuit. You can name it as a voltage divider circuit. So here one thing is the value of R1 we choose is much greater than the value of R2. So this is the voltage divider circuit. Approximately we can equivalently we can draw the circuit as, see this VCC, we can separate it and we can draw in this way. This is VCC, R1, R2. So as usual the remaining thing. So now I will be going to apply Thevenin's equivalent over here. So the Thevenin's voltage, I mean the voltage over looking at this node, Thevenin's equivalent VTH is given by VCC into R2 by R1 plus R2, VCC R2 by R1 plus R2, and Thevenin's equivalent resistance RTH is given by these two resistors are in parallel. If just short circuit, to find out the equivalent resistance, short circuit the DC supply voltage, so that R1 will be in parallel with R2. So RTH is R1 parallel with R2. That means RTH is equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. That is the Thevenin's equivalent resistance. Now this circuit is replaced, this part is replaced with Thevenin's equivalent. Now applying KVL to this input loop, we will get VTH is equals to IB into RTH. VTH is equal to IB RTH plus VBE plus this current flowing over here, it is IE into RE. IE into RE, where IE is IB plus IC, that is last week in the last topic we have seen, that is beta plus, we can write it as beta plus 1 into IB. If I substitute this in above equation, VTH we will be getting as IBRTH plus VBE plus IB into 1 plus beta into RE. So from this IB into RTH plus 1 plus beta into RE is equal to VTH minus VBE. So IB is equals to VTH minus VBE divided by RTH plus 1 plus beta into RE. This is the IB current which is flowing. We can also write for IC as IC is equals to beta times IB. So IC is equals to beta times IB. So from this I know the value of IB. So I can write IC is equal to beta into VTH minus VBE divided by RTH plus 1 plus beta into RE. Again, so this is approximate, we can write it as VTH minus VBE divided by RTH plus 1 plus beta into RE whole divided by beta. So the value of IC is VTH minus VBE divided by RTH by beta plus 1 plus beta into RE divided by beta. Now the value of 1 plus beta is approximately equal to beta. 1 plus beta, we can neglect 1 because the value of beta will be in the range of 200. So that is beta. So I can cancel 1 plus beta with beta. So the value of IC will be IC is equals to VTH minus VBE divided by RTH by beta plus RE. Here also, to make the transistor independent of beta, we should eliminate or we should make the value of RTH very less. So this is we can make IC independent of beta by considering the value of RE must be greater than RTH by beta. So when this RE is much greater than RTH by beta, that means we are assuming the value of RTH is very less, so that I can neglect this RTH by beta. So if I neglect that RTH by beta, we can make IC independent of beta value. So finally IC is given by VTH minus VTH minus VBE divided by RE. So here the current is independent of beta, but the thing is that here we assumed a condition RB is less than beta. RE is less than, RE is greater than RE is much greater than RTH by beta, or RTH by beta is less than RE. This is possible, beta is constant. This is possible when we assume the value of RTH is very less. If we make RTH very less, obviously this term can be eliminated, so it is making independent of beta. Okay, then how to make RTH is less than RE? Actually we have to, RTH is given by R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So here I said R1 is much greater than R2, or R2 is less than R1. So whenever two resistors are in parallel combination of a high resistance with low resistance, approximately the value will be equal to low resistance. Yeah. So the value of RTH, we can make it less, as I said, R2 is less than R1. So the parallel combination of R2 parallel with R1 will be approximately equal to R2, which is a less value, as this is the condition, because whenever two resistors are in parallel, approximately the value will be equal to the less resistance. So here obviously, as I assumed R2 is less, obviously the value of RTH will become less. If RTH is less, RTH by beta will be less when compared to RE, so that the IC will be independent of beta. But coming to the emitter stabilized circuit, there I said, when there I said, as this value of RB is less, I said the current IB, the current flowing through this circuit, IB will also increase. That's what I said. But here R1 is very high value when compared to this R2. So overall the resistance, equivalent resistance RTH is very less, but the value of R1 is high when compared to IB, compared to R2. So the value of IB will be within the limits. R2 is less, equivalent resistance will be less, so that RTH is less, no doubt. But R1 is high when compared to R2, so the current flowing here in this will be within the limits. So this is about a small topic about this biasing. Thank you.